Good morning. Welcome. Beautiful, beautiful Friday morning, and we are here to kick off Motorcycle Awareness Month in the state of Tennessee. In the Governor's Highway Safety Office, which is a part of the Tennessee Department of Transportation, we want to stress that we are in business to save lives all across the state of Tennessee. And today we particularly focus on motorcycles and awareness of motorcycles. We got some alarming news yesterday on a national level. As you know, over the course of the last 10 years, fatalities overall have dropped exponentially, not only across the nation, but especially in the state of Tennessee. The problem is last year, motorcycle fatalities rose to an all-time high across the nation, and we're not immune to that in the state of Tennessee. We've got beautiful roads that we travel. We want to make sure that all of our riders continue to remain safe, and we'll talk about some things at the end that will make sure that we increase the safety of all motorists, and particularly motorcyclists across the state of Tennessee. Want to remember today all of the victims over the past year of motorcycle crashes. It's a very, very important time when we start talking about Motorcycle Awareness Month. Those numbers that we talk about are very, very real. They represent a life, they represent a fatality, and there are loved ones out there who have lost members of their family in a motorcycle crash, and we absolutely want to remember those. And the last thing I want to do in kicking this off is I want to urge all motorists and all motorcyclists to always share the road. With that, let me introduce the Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Transportation and the #1 safety advocate in the state of Tennessee for safety on our roads, Commissioner John Schroer.
Commissioner Gibbons and I are going to argue about who's the number one or who's the number two. We'll have that discussion later on. Of course, Kendall works for me, so I have to be the number one in his mind. Thank you all for coming out. We have really been on a mission of safety throughout the last year and a half on our roads. We've put messages on our billboards. We still continue to do that. We've had over 1,000 deaths last year in total, about 139, I believe, motorcycle, which represents about 13% of the fatalities are on motorcycles. And we have to learn how to share the road, and we have to be part of that. Not only is this month an important month, but it's important year-round to be aware of what's going on in your surroundings, whether it's a motorcycle or even bicyclists. We have been rated really high in our bicycle capacity within the state. We're second in the southeast, and we're proud of that, but we've got to share a road with everybody, and motorcycles are a tough situation. We have to be aware. I say oftentimes that I have really started to own these roads as the Department of Transportation's commissioner, and every death seems to be personal. We had one last night about a quarter of a mile from here on a road. That was awful, and we had a fatality and 2 serious injuries, and we hope that those 2 people survive. But we have to be aware constantly, and one of the things that I say, I just don't want any more blood on our roads. We have to be careful. So this is a great time to do it. We want you all to be safe and be aware, and please share the road.
We have a long-time relationship in the Governor's Highway Safety Office with many, many partners across the state of Tennessee, and it takes all the partners to make our roads safe. But Commissioner Bill Gibbons' connection with the Governor's Highway Safety Office goes back many years when he was the district attorney in Memphis and employed specialized DUI prosecutors in Memphis. And I want to introduce the #1 commissioner who I don't report to, Commissioner Bill Gibbons.
Well, thank you very much, Kendall. We in the Department of Safety and Homeland Security, in particular in the Highway Patrol, are placing top priority on reducing the number of traffic fatalities we have in our state. This is a real focus of the department and of the Highway Patrol. I do want to commend Commissioner Schroer on something. I know he's very passionate about this, and he did a very simple but very important thing to help raise the consciousness within our state on the issue of traffic fatalities. And that was simply putting that message on message boards across our state on our interstate. In a way, it was kind of a simple thing, but it was a very, very important thing, in terms of raising the public awareness of this issue. And so I thank Commissioner Schroer for doing that. This time of year in particular is a time when we need to focus on the issue of motorcycle safety, because the weather's getting better. We're going to have an increase in the number of individuals riding motorcycles and the amount of time they're riding. So this is the time of year when we really need to focus on that in particular. And it's kind of a two-sided coin. On the one hand, we want to make those automobile motorists out there aware of motorcycles on our roadways and urge those who are driving automobiles and trucks to look twice and save lives as a result of that. Be aware of motorcycles on the road. And then we want to stress the importance to those who are riding motorcycles of the safety issues involved. The Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security administers the Tennessee Motorcycle Rider Education Program, and 2 courses are offered through this program that we administer across the state, and we have contracts with various entities that provide these classes. We have courses for beginners and for experienced riders. Students who successfully complete either course receive a completion card and a certificate that is good for 1 year from the date of issuance. Those applying for a Tennessee motorcycle driver license in Tennessee who bring the certificate from an approved Tennessee training site, if they pass the vision test and of course pay the required fee, then they will have the skills and knowledge tests waived as a result of having the certificate from this approved course. The certificate also entitles the holder to an insurance premium discount. Last year, almost 9,000 Tennesseans took advantage of these courses, and we urge citizens who are riding motorcycles and who are interested in getting a license for that purpose to take this course. A number of motorcycle manufacturers actually reimburse students for the cost of the course. You can check our website, the Department of Safety and Homeland Security website, under Tennessee Motorcycle Rider Education Program to find out training locations across the state for these courses. And we urge citizens to do that as well. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Colonel of the Highway Patrol, who is also very passionate about the issue of traffic safety, Colonel Tracy Trott.
In the Tennessee Highway Patrol, we're very concerned about motorcycle safety for a couple reasons. A lot of the traffic that we face every day on the highways are motorcycles, and we employ motorcycles in our mission, as you can see behind me. We've increased the number of motorcycles that we use by the THP, and they're a natural fit for our line of work because of their unobstructed view, their maneuverability, and their quick acceleration. I do worry about their safety of our motor officers because of the danger and the current trends of increasing motorcycle crashes. Motorcycle fatalities have doubled over the last 10 years in Tennessee. We work to ensure the safety of all motorcycle enthusiasts with safety and education programs, with motorcycle skill training, and with targeted enforcement programs. There's been a 31% decrease in motorcycle fatalities this year, and we're very proud of that fact, but one is too many. Unfortunately, impairment and speed are major factors in motorcycle fatalities, and we take that seriously and we focus our enforcement in those 2 areas. We also have to warn other motorists to share the road and watch out for the number of increased motorcycle riders that we have during these times. I urge all motorcycle riders to wear protective gear such as TDOT approved helmets, adequate eye protection, and sturdy boots or shoes to protect their legs and feet. Safety is our #1 goal. We urge you to help us make Tennessee roads safer.
Let me use this time just to give out a few thank yous. First of all, thank you to the media for being here. It's very, very important to us to be able to get that message out and get it out responsibly, and we really appreciate you taking the time to be here. Let me thank Commissioner Schroer for being here today. As Colonel Trott and Commissioner Gibbons mentioned, that one decision of putting those numbers and the fatality numbers on the overhead DMS signs has played an unbelievable role in awareness across the state of Tennessee, and applaud him for that. Commissioner Gibbons, thank you, and the Department of Safety and Homeland Security. Colonel Trott and I work exceptionally close together in law enforcement activities all across the state of Tennessee. I couldn't ask for a better partner. I want to point out John Milliken, and John is with the Department of Safety and Homeland Security as well. John is the director of the Motorcycle Rider Education Program in the state of Tennessee and does a phenomenal job with the training. That program that they have actually enables us to receive federal grant money in the Governor's Highway Safety Office. That's very important too. And where are my folks from MAF? Bobby Edwards, Dave Peterson, you guys, I saw Cindy Davidson walk in. The Motorcycle Awareness Foundation of Tennessee has been a very, very important player with us in helping educate motorcycle enthusiasts about sharing the road and about safety. Really quickly, I just want to say, we talked about the spike nationally in motorcycle fatalities. Overall fatalities have come down over the last decade. Motorcycle fatalities have continued to increase. We are not immune to that, as we mentioned before. Here are some ways that obviously we can continue to attack that issue. Number one, we've got to continue to increase helmet use. And in Tennessee, obviously, we have a helmet law that plays into safety in an unbelievable way in the state of Tennessee, and I applaud that law on the books because it helps be able to save lives across the state of Tennessee. We've got to be able to continue to reduce alcohol impairment among motorcycle riders. In 2010, if you look back, 29% of our fatally injured riders had a BAC that was over 0.08, okay? And 29% is actually the number of motorists who had the BAC. So motorcycle riders are actually even above above cars. So we've got to make sure that we continue to enforce our alcohol laws on motorcycles as well. Obviously, reducing speeding, continuing to provide the motorcycle operator training, as we mentioned with John Milliken, continuing to make sure that all our motorcycles are properly licensed. And last but not least, we've got to continue to urge everyone to share the road. Motorcycles are not going to go away. They're a part of our roadway, and we've got to continue to be able to do that. And that's our message here in the month of May, in Motorcycle Awareness Month. We talk about it in May. We designate May as Motorcycle Awareness Month, but as Commissioner Schroer mentioned, it passes all through the year, and it's our goal not to have one. And we're going to be able to at least reduce that number, and we can only do it with your help. Thank you for being here today.